All of the content in the world does not matter if your page is not discoverable by Google. And in order to guarantee this, you need to ensure the page is technically healthy. Discoverability means your page is able to be properly indexed by search engines, and if you are not getting properly indexed, then there's no chance for organic traffic. The first step is to make sure all of your pages are working correctly and you're not receiving any errors. A common error that can be received is a 404 not found error. This means that the page the consumer is attempting to reach could not be found. This error is telling the consumer and the site owner that the page has been removed or the URL was not updated properly. If you have these errors existing on your site, it will slow down the crawling process, which will lower the rank of your page, and not to mention, it is an incredibly frustrating experience for the user. It may seem simple, but proper setup of your page's URL is important as well. If this is not done correctly, it can affect your SERP ranking and hinder the SEO process. So let's walk through the proper URL structure and some best practices. First off, to ensure your URL is SEO friendly, make sure the relevant keywords that you are targeting are represented. This is not as vital of a practice as it was in the old days, but it's still necessary. Proper structure is the most important factor here, so let's walk through the do's and don'ts. Don'ts: do not use underscores, capitalizations, query strings, numbers, or unnecessary symbols. Some do's: break up words by hyphens, use keywords, and keep this as clear and concise as possible. As a consumer, I know I'm naturally drawn to the clearest URL, so don't forget, customer first. Here's the buzzword of the course again, relevance. If I haven't driven this point home yet, let me remind you that your page needs to be as relevant as possible to the voice of the customer in order for it to rank. We will cover title tags and other on-page optimization features in Lesson 7, but they are an important part of your page's technical health. Ensuring that your titles and tags are structured properly and contain the proper keywords is important to your site's health. If there are errors in structure, this will hinder your discoverability by Google. These components are considered on-page optimization within an SEO strategy. Title tags help give Google some insight to what your page will be about, and it's the first chance for the user to see the content. If you are missing a title tag or have duplicate tags, it will confuse Google by either not showing enough information for Google to consider your page a relevant result, or if you have duplicate tags, Google will rank them against each other, causing your pages to compete with each other for rankings. Either way, it will negatively affect SEO efforts. Duplicate content is another risk you run to cause an unhealthy site. You want to make sure that you are not using the same keywords or phrases in all of your titles or tags, otherwise Google will see them all as relevant and separate pages. This will cause them to compete with each other in SERP, as Google rarely displays the same content. Authority is another important factor to Google's ranking algorithm. This is Google seeing your page as an important and trustworthy source on a specific topic. Authority can be built through a connection of backlinks from other web pages that Google deems important. We discussed pages linking within Google's index, which allows spiders to crawl easily from one to the other. The same is done to show the importance of your page. In Google's eyes, a backlink counts as a vote of confidence. The more pages that are linked to you serves as referrals to Google saying, yep, we think this is a page that is a thought leader on this topic and a great resource for the searcher. Make sure that the focus of backlinks is quality over quantity. Unnatural building practices can lead to manual actions being taken by Google against your site, which basically takes you out of the index. Having a lot of backlinks linking to your site is great, but don't forget to make sure they're healthy, which means they are legitimate and authoritative sites. That goes for links within your page too. While being connected to trustworthy sites is a great boost on your Google report card, being connected to bad or spammy sites will hinder your score just as fast. Canonical tags are also an important part of your site health. These are the way you tell search engines which version of their page you want to index, or which is the master copy of the page. Using canonical tags correctly will prevent any issues that could be caused by duplicate content. A page's speed is a great factor in Google's algorithm as well, and should be monitored and checked often for a healthy site. Site speed is particularly important when it comes to mobile searches, which in 2018 took up more than half of the internet searches. Mobile pages that are slow to load have the highest bounce rate. I'm sure we can all think of a time we were searching on the go and came across a slow mobile page. Frustrating, right? Well, in 2019, if your site is not creating a positive user experience, you are going to see a very rapid decline in traffic. With high search volume occurring on mobile over desktop, Google has prioritized accordingly and now follows the mobile-first indexing. Now what this means is that your page's mobile site is the starting point for Google's index and is how they determine ranking. With mobile-first indexing, there are a few steps you may want to take to assist in the user experience. If you only have a desktop version of your URL, but your page is mobile-friendly, then you don't need to do anything to ensure usability. If you only have a desktop page and it is not mobile-friendly, your page content can still be indexed, but it may not rank as well as other mobile-friendly pages, so be sure to check that out. If you have a mobile-friendly page, you'll want to make sure that you have the same high quality and valuable content across both pages. To make sure all technical components of your site are working successfully, you will need to audit your page. This is a full analysis of all factors that affected a website's ranking in a search engine. This is an in-depth but vital part of ensuring your site remains healthy and SEO friendly. There are several tools that can be used for a site audit, like Screaming Frog and Deep Crawl. Tools like Deep Crawl will impersonate a Google spider and crawl your pages, prioritizing the technical issues. It will keep tabs of both positive and negative technical aspects, identifying what can be done about the issues. If you are a Conductor Searchlight user, Deep Crawl is an integration of the system, and if you have any questions, reach out to your Pro Services team member. Move on to the next lesson, where we will cover on-page optimization and relevance.